Hello everyone. Fix my shirt. How are you? Welcome to Tarot Between Sisters. My name is Lady Phoebe. And today we're going to do a tarot read and see what comes up. Today is the day of tarot. I have my tarot group later today, which hopefully I'll be brave enough to offer mediumship readings, because that's what it's all about, me being brave enough. And that's something I'm working on. That's my thing. All right. Okay, that is not. What do the peeps of YouTube need to know for today? The Hermit. Curious, I just like a little bit more information just because it's the Hermit upside down. Well, the Hermit upside down. So I just want to kind of know if we're out of Hermit stage or if we're like resisting, that's the word, resisting a Hermit stage. Okay. I would say resisting Hermit stage. So first we have Hermit upside down though. So the Hermit is the call to look inwards. It's the call to look deep. It's the call to stop and quiet down is what the Hermit is. And it's like a really spiritual card. It's like the Four of Swords is the same sort of thing like as resting, but it's a rest card. It's like a quiet down and rest and just like take a bath, do the things that make you feel like you're recharging yourself, and take a nap, take 12-minute naps, right? The Hermit though, is a slow down and go inward card, but it's go in and look at your shit card. That's going to be the new Hermit title. Go in and look at your shit. And then we got the Six of Cups upside down. So what I'm getting from those two together, because the Six of Cups is the nostalgia card. It's looking back at the past. And right side up, it can be a very healthy reference to the past. But it is upside down. So I am feeling that there is fear of the past, and that is why you are resistant to looking inwards. So there's something that you have deemed guilty or sinful. And so you're like, oh, I can't look at that. I'm just going to pretend that it didn't happen again. I'm going to close the door on that, and I'm just going to move forward, and I'm not going to do anything. And so then what happens is every time that you are called to look deeper inside, that door comes and says, remember me? And then you go, well, shit, if me looking backwards or if me looking inwards means that I have to look backwards at that thing that I have deemed completely guilty, I am sinful, I am bad, I am no good because of this. And so every call that you get to look inwards brings you back to that, you're going to run fucking screaming. You're going to run screaming. So this, I think, has been a lifetime of things. I think this is something that happened in childhood. And this has been, because I keep on feeling the Hermit knocking at the door. And you keep on going, nope, nope, nope. And this has been a consistent cycle, and my ear just started ringing. So this has been a consistent cycle that has been happening for a very long time. And I feel weary. Like I feel tired. So there is a older woman. This illustration isn't the best, but in a lot of other of these cards, the Six of Cups has an older woman than a younger woman. And like I said, it's the nostalgia. I feel like this older woman right now. Like I feel weary. I feel so weary because I have spent my whole life running from this situation that I have closed off and tried to just forget. Oh, this is a heavy one. This is a really heavy one. This is a really heavy one. when you've spent your whole life running from this thing, it takes a lot of, like, remember what in the even beginning of this live, I was saying, will I be brave enough to offer mediumship? Will you be brave enough to look at that and to change your mind about it? Because that's what it is. It's changing your decision. Like, you've been looking at it so far with fear and separation, and it's deemed you unworthy. It's deemed you guilty. You need to change who you're looking at it with. Look at it with whole spirit, and it will look at it and go, that didn't happen. It didn't happen the way you remember it did. Or this, it explains it in a loving term so that you can accept it and move forward. It doesn't just deem you so unworthy and so guilty that you just want to close the door and try to forget about it. Oof, this is a heavy one. This is a really heavy one. So we got the 8 of Pentacles. So that's the work card. This is going to be work. Like, it's not, this is work. This is something that, okay, and I've said this before in other readings and whatever, but even if you can just work at it, because like in my head, I'm like, okay, how do we move past this? How do we get brave enough to look at that? How do we eventually open the door and look at it and not be scared by it anymore? Like, how do we do that? And then the 8 of Cups or the 8 of Pentacles came up, and that's work. That's like the perfecting something. So I think what the guidance here is, instead of just closing the door and trying to pretend it didn't happen, what if you open the door a crack and you just let a little bit of it in so that you can deal with it a little bit? And then, okay, I need to close the door for a second. And then the Hermit's going to come back and it's going to say, okay, it's time again. It's time. And then you go, okay, I can open the door a crack, and I'm going to let a little bit of that in. And so, and again, who are you looking at it with? Who are you looking at it with? If you're looking at it with whole spirit, you'll get there a lot quicker with a lot less pain. Again, I'm sorry, this is a heavy one. Like, this is a heavy one. And like, what's too heavy for YouTube? I don't know. Is there anything too heavy for this channel? Is there anything that as humans is too heavy to deal with? Like, that's what we're being asked to do, right? We're here being asked to look at this garbage that we've decided that we're unworthy because of, or guilty, or sinful, unlovable. Like, all of this garbage, we are here to look at and to change our minds about them and to move through them instead of keeping those doors shut. And it takes work. Like, it takes work. It takes this diligence and persistence and tears sometimes. Like, shit, I've cried. I've cried rivers, oceans. Like, I don't even know the body of waters. Like, I've cried. It's the release, and it's the allowance to let that go. Then we got the 4 of Cups upside down. This card to me is all kind of about avoidance, right? He's got the 3 cups down here, and he's so upset they're not the ones that he wanted, and he's missing this gift from the universe. And some, like, get different energies from it, and this one I just heard the word avoidance. And so this is something that you can't avoid anymore. You've avoided it for your whole life, but it is coming. When I feel, like when I said tears, I feel that it's affecting your emotions so much that you don't even know how much it's affecting your emotions, because you just react and you don't understand that the seed of that reaction is actually from that. And please don't get me wrong in thinking that I'm like, oh, well, this is just something that happened in your childhood. Well, then just deal with it. I know the depth of this because I've been told, and I don't want to really say it because it doesn't need to be said. But when you've experienced a great amount of abuse, that shapes who you become. And this has shaped who you have become. And it has shaped all of your reactions. and it's shaped how you think of things. And so Spirit is bringing this up to you not to relive the trauma. It's bringing this up to you so that you can see and look at it and heal from it and move through it so that you can get another thing. Oh, my throat chakra just totally closed up. So this may be something that you even need to verbalize what has happened. So even when I said like, I'm like, Spirit, to deal with this and to heal with it, and your healing may be talking about it. That may be the first step, is to say something to somebody out loud. Because right there, that feeling of like, well, I can't say anything, I just have to keep this to myself. And that makes us, it makes us feel like we are so alone, like we are the only ones that have been through this, because we don't talk about it and talk with other people. I actually have been talking about this a little bit lately. If we talked out loud to people about, if we weren't so ashamed of things and we were able to talk to people, we would recognize and go, holy shit, you've been through that too? Oh my God, I don't feel alone anymore. You've been through this? You know exactly what I'm going through? I'm not alone? I don't have to be ashamed of this? I can live past this in a very happy, fulfilling way. So the fact that my throat chakra, you need to speak and you need to tell people, and you need to understand that although it feels like you're the only victim, that's, by you keeping it inside, that thought will stay. If you talk about it and communicate it to people, and you start getting feedback that, yeah, I know exactly what you're going through because that happened to me too. Or I don't know personally about that, but my sister does, or my friend does, or my this, that. And then you go, oh my God, I'm not alone. And I think that's what you feel, very alone in this. Even every card, like, just, it's very alone. Like, I just feel very alone. So that speaking is very important. Again, this is very, very heavy, but obviously it needs to be said because you don't get heavy stuff like this for nothing. And let me tell you, this right now, you listening to this right now that can resonate with this, I have had abuse in my past. You are not alone. You are not alone. There are ways to heal from this, to move past it with so much love and understanding and support from your guides and from everybody around you. And there is a way for you to move into who you really want to be without reacting from that. That can be such a distant memory, and not in the trying to distract yourself way or ignore it way. It can be such a distant memory because it's so far from what you experience on a daily basis that it seemed like it was 10,000 lifetimes ago. Because you would heal it and you move through it, and then you help support other people through your healing and helping them know that there is something after that. That can be so fulfilling. Two of Cups. Okay. Share. What did I just shared with you, and then the Two of Cups comes up. This is sharing. It's with your higher self. It's with yourself. It's with your friends. It's with whoever it is. You are looking like, and I'm really struck by, oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. So this is you. Okay. That's your cup. This is someone else. You choose to share your experience with this other person. Do you see how tenderly and supportive that hand is being reached out to you? So I want to just show the energy of you not telling anybody. And notice, again, my throat chakra. This is something you have been silenced and from fear. And you need to talk about it. You need to share it. So remember when I was like, let's compare the energies. Immediately, as soon as I said, let's compare the energies, I was talking about this card and my throat went like that again. This, you communicating it and expressing this will be so healing for you, you don't even know. I feel like you're at the beginning of a precipice of you jumping into this world of love that you did not know existed. And it just starts with you taking that one step, sharing it, talking about it, letting people know you. So look at the energy of this. There, he's sitting and he's trying to ignore this hand being given out to him of love. That's what cups are, they're love. He's ignoring this because he's just, no, I'm alone in this. There's no one that can help me. The next card, you've shared, and even she's wearing a blue robe, and blue is the throat chakra. People, I cannot make this up. I cannot make this up. I cannot make this up. She is wearing a blue robe, and that is you. You need to robe yourself in blue. If you need to have the courage to say something, surround yourself with blue. Blue is the color, like I said, of the throat chakra. Yours has been underperforming because you have felt like you need to shut the fuck up because you cannot share this because it's too shameful. You need to, I know there's not really blue foods, but like eat blue foods, wear blue clothing, get blue crystals. Blue, 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 blue. You need to surround yourself with blue. And as you do that, put that blue crystal on your throat. Actually, sorry, we're going to do another recommendation right here. We need you to get an orange crystal and a blue crystal. Orange crystal is the opposite to blue on the color wheel. So what it does is it takes out any stuck energy in the throat chakra, and then you put the blue stone on there, and then it helps it perform at the capacity it's supposed to. Okay? Surround yourself with blue. Surround yourself and you will feel empowered by it. And then look at, as soon as she shares, look at that tender touch that comes her way that's saying, you are not alone. You are not alone. You are not alone. Look at that. And that is where everything begins. Like I said, this is the relationship with your higher self. It's a relationship with other people. This is where it begins. You need to start, and even the caduceus, Tab, the lady Tab is gonna laugh at me. Caduceus there? Seduces? Anyway, this is the health symbol, so it's healing. This whole thing, blue, 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 speak your truth, speak it to people, allow them in, allow them to support you, and allow them to change your mind on feeling that shame that you feel, because you don't need to feel that shame. But the more alone you keep it, the more to yourself you keep it, you're protecting this shame now. It's time to let that go. Let people in, speak your truth, say what's happened to you, and they will support you. Cover yourself in blue. Blue, 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 blue. Get this working again. Speak out what you need to and get that support from people. You are so loved. You are so loved, but you need to take that first step and allow people to love you. You need to take that first step in loving yourself and speaking what you need to. Okay? This was a deep, heavy message, but it ended so beautifully. Like, it's so beautiful. This is so beautiful, and so are you. And it's time to start seeing that when you look in the mirror. Okay? And I just heard the word trust. So it's time to start trusting other people, because this occurrence has made you not trust them. And so that is also something that needs to be rebuilt, is the trust in your higher self, the trust in yourself, the trust in other people. It's time to start. Okay? Blue, 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 blue. I love you so much. I love you so much. Choose love, then choose love again, and be compassionate to yourself and be compassionate to others. Mwah. Bye.